We're often told that economics is a science. It uses numbers, graphs, models. It sounds rigorous, neutral, factual, and yet when you look closely, it's not built on fundamental truths. We can contrast this with real science. Physics, for example, is built on constants like gravity, the speed of light. Thermodynamics has laws, universal, testable, irrefutable. But economics? Economics starts with assumptions. Assumptions about markets, about competition, about how people behave, about what they value, about what matters. Economics assumes people are rational, that they always want more, that markets left alone will be in equilibrium. These aren't laws, they're guesses, often ideological ones. They reflect the world we want to see, or more often, the one those in power want to justify. They're based on the idea of scarcity, the myth that what we have is not enough. The truth is that they justify crippling levels of inequality. Now imagine starting somewhere else, not with fear, not with scarcity, but with spiritual truth. I don't mean religion, I mean something much deeper. What if we built economics on the idea that we're all connected, that the earth is sacred, that love matters more than accumulation? These are not fantasies, they're truths as old as any civilization, truths found in ancient wisdom and in every spiritual tradition on earth. A spiritual economics would start from this, that enough is enough, that generosity is natural, that well-being matters more than GDP. It would be as honest about human nature as thermodynamics is about energy, and as universal as the speed of light. We need a new, more honest, more reliable economics, because the models are not neutral and the capital system isn't sacred, but you are. And if we're going to build an economy that serves life, we need to start with something more real than invisible hands and rational consumers. We need to start with truth. You may or may not accept the truth in fundamental spiritual principles. If you don't, perhaps I can just ask you one question. What if it's true? What if capitalism isn't telling us the truth? Not because it's evil, but because it can't. I used to reject spirituality, but I've really changed my view on this. My honest experience is that there are certain spiritual principles, probably common to most religions, that are basic, fundamental truths. And when I realised this, economics completely changed for me. Economics stopped being a game of trade-offs and started to feel like a question of who we are. And that's why spirituality matters to economics, why spirituality is not separate from economics. It's the logical place for economics to begin. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.